Ecclesiastes Chapter 5 opens with a caution about approaching God with reverence and humility. The teacher warns readers to guard their steps when entering the house of God, emphasizing that it is better to listen than to offer foolish words. He advises people to avoid making hasty or insincere vows, as God takes vows seriously and expects them to be fulfilled. This passage highlights the importance of sincerity and mindfulness in worship, reminding readers that God is holy and deserves respect in all forms of communication, especially in prayer and promises. The teacher then shifts his focus to the pursuit of wealth and the dangers of materialism. He observes that those who love money are never satisfied, as wealth only fuels a desire for more. This endless craving for material possessions is likened to chasing after the wind. Additionally, he notes that as wealth increases, so do the people who depend on it, leading to more worries rather than peace. Through these observations, the teacher warns that wealth cannot bring true fulfillment and often leads to greater burdens and anxiety. Following this, the teacher reflects on the fleeting nature of wealth and the inability to control its outcomes. He points out that some people work hard their entire lives to accumulate wealth, only to lose it through unfortunate circumstances, leaving them with nothing in the end. Even those who successfully retain their riches cannot take them beyond death. This emphasizes the temporary nature of material possessions and the futility of placing one's trust in wealth, as it ultimately offers no lasting security or comfort. The chapter concludes with a more hopeful note, suggesting that finding contentment in simple pleasures is a gift from God. The teacher acknowledges that while wealth and possessions can be empty pursuits, there is value in enjoying one's work, food, and drink. He notes that God enables some people to enjoy the fruits of their labor and to find satisfaction in their daily lives. This enjoyment, he suggests, is a blessing and should be cherished. Ecclesiastes Chapter 5 ultimately contrasts the futility of wealth-driven pursuits with the blessing of finding peace and contentment in life's simpler pleasures, encouraging readers to appreciate life as a gift from God. Let's now read Ecclesiastes Chapter 5. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear, than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God, for God is in heaven, and thou upon earth, therefore let thy words be few. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than that thou shouldest vow and not pay. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel, that it was an error. Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice, and destroy the work of thine hands? For in the multitude of dreams and many words there are also divers vanities, but fear thou God. If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Moreover the profit of the earth is for all, the king himself is served by the field. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them, and what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely, riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go, and what profit hath he that hath labored for the wind? All his days also he eateth in darkness, and he hath much sorrow and wrath with his sickness. Behold that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life, which God giveth him, for it is his portion. Every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answereth him in the joy of his heart. This ends our reading of Ecclesiastes chapter 5.